The NES Classic. Is it worth it? Now, I remember first getting the NES when it was released back in 2016, and I paid $60 for it. Right after I bought it, I realized that the prices started to skyrocket on these things. Hundreds of dollars from $60. So I didn't even understand that. Next thing you know, me and my friend, we bought two more. He bought one, I bought one, then we got two additional ones. The two additional ones that I bought, I actually happened to flip, selling them for $90. Now, that's when these were first released because people didn't realize how exclusive and how awesome these things were going to actually be. So, with that being said, this is definitely the introduction to all these mini or classic consoles. I'll tell you one thing. Once Nintendo did it, everyone did it. Kind of like how it was back in the day. Nintendo does something, some other game company or third-party company would also throw their hat in the ring and try it out themselves. But Nintendo, I feel, was always like the successor and the winner of everything when it came to trying out new ideas. But when it comes to the NES Classic, I mean, it just started a whole new lineup of classic consoles or mini consoles. One thing I definitely like about the NES is obviously the packaging, how small it is, convenient, very lightweight, not heavy at all, not bulky, doesn't take up too much space on the shelves. Now what comes in the box is an NES controller, an HDMI cable, a power cable, and best of all, a power brick. Yep, I just said that. Now, let's go over the controller real quick. You have your obvious classic NES, original, finest, most simplest video game controller probably ever invented. Well, you obviously have to play, usually on your couch, not too close to the TV, you don't want to hurt your eyes. Well, can someone explain to me, what the fuck is this shit? I mean, this fucking short? I couldn't even reach the camera with this thing. I couldn't fucking hang myself with this thing if I tried. What were they thinking with this bullshit? But anyway, there's a solution. Extension cables. Yeah. But you have to go out and buy it. Obviously, it's a lot longer. You can actually hang yourself with it if you tried, but don't. And just another thing for you to buy. If only they made the controllers a little bit longer, that would actually be nice. So, but obviously, a lot of third-party companies are going to pick up on this issue, release wireless controllers, and other ways you could play your NES Classic. This is the NES. This is the first one I got in my collection. I also copped the Mini Boss wireless controller. Now looking at the console, looking at the front, you have the power button, you have a reset button, and two controller ports on the front that look like they're for Wii nunchuck controllers. The cartridge slot does not open, it's just there for looks. And on the back you have the HDMI and a DC in port. Gotta say, it looks very identical to the original, but just a lot smaller. Now taking a look at the box, they did a great job with this one, showing you all the classics like Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong. Retro blast from the past. The artwork they did on this and how they laid everything out is phenomenal on this box. Instantly sold as soon as you see this. At least I was. This console does come with the power brick to plug into the wall, but also one controller. Now the controller wires are so short, you're better off just going out and picking up a Mini Boss controller, which is fully wireless,
has a long life battery, and plugs right into your NES Mini. They also sold a guidebook, kind of like Nintendo Power back in the day. All the cheats, secrets, and hidden clues for all 30 games that are on the NES Classic. I honestly find myself using this more than the internet, trying to get that nostalgic feel. Now, turning the console on for the first time, you could just see it looks amazing. I mean, even the demo screen in the 1080p format, everything just looks smooth. Before I let the demo run, I want to look at some of the settings. Let's look at display. They have CRT filter, which are kind of like the old CRT TVs back in the day with the scan lines, 4:3 and pixel perfect. Going to the options menu, they have the demo, auto shutdown, screen burn-in reduction, and you can even do a system reset in case anything gets corrupt. You can even choose between 8 different languages. You go into legal notices, shows you all the licensing for each game and the system itself. That's really about it. Last but not least, they have the manuals, where you can actually scan it with your smartphone or any smart device and actually pull up the manuals, so you don't even need the guidebook. By far, my favorite thing about this console is the save states. Here, I'm about to pull up Mario. See, I have a save state in slot 2. And once I open it, you can see I'm at the end of World A4 about to face Bowser. Can you imagine how much time you save just by using save states? Like, think back then, you were at the end of a boss, about to kill him. Next thing you know, your parents call you, and you have to turn the game off and start all the way back over from the fucking beginning. Now, I'm not going to show you every game that's on the NES Classic. Like I said, I'll just let the demo run. But here I picked Donkey Kong. This just looks amazing on the TV. I didn't adjust any of the settings either. This is default settings right out of the box, just simply plug and play. I'm gonna let the demo run one more game, Donkey Kong Jr., before I break down my overall opinion on the NES Classic.
So, what do I think about the NES Classic? Well, it's definitely far more superior to the original. That's just my opinion. But at the end of the day, the original is more collectible as far as game-wise and accessories, but this is really all you have. I mean, my favorite aspect of this console is the save states. Pause the game, during the gameplay, you turn the console off, or at least hit the reset button, brings you back to the main screen, and they have save slots. Now, that's actually a big deal compared to the older NES games back in the day. Sure, a lot of them had like battery backup saving, like Zelda for example, but as you know the games age, those would then have to be replaced. I mean, with save states, at the end of the day you have multiple ones for each game, and you can pick off right where you left off. I'm not too sure if you can actually emulate or at least put more games on this. I haven't tried myself. I'm sure other people have. But honestly, just with the amount of library of games that this thing has, it's a home run for me. I mean, you have all the classics, all the 3 Marios, Contra, Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Jr., first 2 Zelda games, Excitebike, Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, Punch-Out, honestly, with all upgrades. Like looking at all the filters with the scan lines and just all the different settings that you can do is just makes this whole console so customizable and really just enhances and just magnifies the original NES, in my opinion. Also, you have to understand, of course, a lot of people that want the nostalgic factor where they want to play the original NES on an actual original console with original controllers, with original games, obviously might just look past this. Again, if you're a big collector and been collecting since you were a child and now you're a lot older and you have all these games, this may not be for you. But as far as a consumer like me, who grew up past the NES times, who want an honest NES experience without emulation and a computer, this is really the biggest bang for your buck right here. This is an official licensed console. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. An absolute home run out of the park. So yeah guys, that's going to be it. We're going to wrap this video up. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos from the Rev Room. I'm out.